Hey guys, it's Janet. I have Jay Ostia with me. He's with PT Solutions in the Tampa area. Jay, with current events going on right now, what are your thoughts and feelings on everything that's going on?
Yeah, I'm not surprised by anything that's going on. Just with the events over the past couple months, I think it's really let people who have feel pressed really bring into light, hey, this is actually not a thought that has really been lingering in my mind. It's something that a lot of people have really felt. Throughout these past couple months, I've kind of dug deep into, the ways that, I felt like people, my ethnicity been oppressed and also other ethnicities. Some of it has honestly been a little bit painful, but it's also eye-opening too. And the good part is that I definitely have a good list of people I could talk to about these issues. But it's definitely been very eye-opening, and it's also scary too. That's what I'd say about it.
With your background as former Marine, can you speak on some of your experiences in terms of race relations?
Yeah, I think the biggest experience I got was when I did a month-long field up in Morocco. I really realized that ignorance is everywhere. Just because I know a lot of people from other countries like to say Americans are very uncultured. I agree with that too. But guess what? People in other countries are. Oh, sorry, my cat just flew. People in other countries are just as ignorant. When I was over there, the Moroccans are very used to seeing Spaniards, people from France, people in the middle parts of Africa. So, fun fact: a lot of Moroccans look like they have more of a Middle Eastern look. And when they saw me, they don't see too many Asians. So they're kind of trying to figure out what I was and making very stereotypical assumptions. Hey, they said call me Korean, Japanese. It's like, oh man, you don't. And I wasn't mad because it's just they aren't exposed to all those people. So I really just got to see that ignorance does exist everywhere, depending on your exposure. In the U.S., I would say that the Marines were one of the more diverse military forces, which is nice. But I had a personal experience when I was in weapons training where one of my sergeants called out another Marine, and he was Asian, and then he just called them out by saying, "You stupid Asian POS." The fact that he, called them out by the race upset me. And at that time, I was a low-ranking Marine, but I felt that I wanted to address it. But also the culture in there is that if I were to address it, I might get punished myself for trying to address it. So that's one of the moments where I feel that no matter what setting I'm in now, professional, out to dinner, if that happens, I'm going to address it. And if it happens in athletic training, I'm not afraid to try to address it too. Because I believe that now you have to stick up and say something as that person being attacked, because you can't always trust that someone in a different position is going to help you out with it. Assuming they would, but I think the individual person has to make it known that you're going to address it immediately and make it known that no one can come at you.
You're also a personal trainer with an international clientele. Can you speak on that a little bit?
Yeah. So I I think the first thing that was interesting was dealing with people with language barriers. But as any good personal trainer, you have to really try to understand your client to know how you can make them better and achieve their goals. One of those simple things, and I think anyone who's just trying to become more culturally competent, it's literally just asking about the person. One of my favorite things, just if I like to be, hopefully think I'm cultured, is you ask those little things about just the details about that person's culture, their customs, just all those aspects. Since I had people from various countries such as Yemen, Japan, China, Taiwan, Ecuador, places like that, I really had to ask a lot of these very specific questions and learn. And that's the main thing. It's just learn. You can never stop learning, and when you just keep learning, you'll just find out more and more, and you'll find links between different cultures. And that's been my favorite part about doing that as a personal trainer with international clients.
So moving into athletic training, in your
Mhm.
opinion, why are there not more ethnically diverse leaders in athletic training?
I think it's just by just a general population. When I was at USF, I did a quick study about just racial relationships in athletic training with athletes. And just by finding the statistics, I mean, the profession is a large majority Caucasian, so I'm not surprised. So if you look at just at the statistic of Caucasian versus the other races, and you look at our leadership, I don't think there's you know, I'm not surprised to see that just by, you know, general population numbers in our profession. I think it's as simple as that. But also, same thing, I do believe that we need, you know, leaders of diversity to help come step into that spot, and also help people for to help promote that as well.
So talk about an embarrassing moment that you've had, and what lesson did you learn from it?
Yeah, now, I hope this person doesn't see it. So on the side, before all this, you know, the whole situation happened, the pandemic, I used to do per diem sports medicine work at the ESPN Wide World of Sports complex in Disney. So there's a couple, there are like two, I think two guys that are African American, and they might be the only two ones, and maybe there's like, I actually only think 3 Asian guys that work there. So same thing, not a lot of diversity in this location. But I remember I called the one guy by the name of the other person I thought it was, and I just felt like, and he just gave me this look, and I was like, I'm so sorry, I didn't mean to do that. But also at the same time, that's happened to me. That has happened to me too. So it's just one of those things, you know, like, okay, all right, it happened, my bad. But it happens to me too. But it's a very specific thing I think about. Like I really understood that, how that person felt, because that happened to me, and I know exactly how I felt, and I just get angered by it too. If someone says, "Hey, weren't you here at this event?" I'm like, "No, but I know you're talking about," and this person also works in the same company, and he's Asian as well. So it's like, all right, yeah. So
I did that to a student athlete the other day, and I could not apologize more profusely and more. I was offering everything. Do you want dinner? Do you want lunch? Anything to make up for my guilt.
Mhm.
All right, next couple minutes for you, Jay, your final statements.
Oh, final statements. I remember seeing this in one video. Yeah, I would say, for I guess for any of those people who are in school, considering the profession, all that stuff, those friends that you have, make sure you just, you know, you build on those memories, because they're going to be things that you look back to as you go into your career. Don't lose touch with your preceptors, teachers, all that stuff, because we're all a big connected network, and we're going to depend on each other on that connected network to grow further in the future. I think that's the main thing I would say.
Jay, thank you so much for your
And
time,
also
and
the
I'll talk to
person.
you soon.
All right, sounds good.